Okay, and we are live here on a Sunday evening, I guess you could say afternoon, for Wrestling Talk Sunday episode number 2. Our last episode we did kind of got a good amount of views, so I thought, hey, why not we just start another little, I guess, show, and we'll be doing a Wrestling Talk Sunday every Sunday now, just talking about random topics in the WWE or TNA, ROH, any kind of news that happens during the week in wrestling. We will bring it to you on a Wrestling Talk Sunday. So look forward to those here on out. If anything comes up, we'll let you know on Twitter if we're not going to do an episode that day or not. So yeah, today on the agenda we got WWE BattleGround predictions, CM Punk not re-signing with the WWE, TNA Impact review, and Cena not going to be on Raw for a couple of weeks. So I'm here again with our lovely bizarre one, Dave. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
All right, let's just jump right into the BattleGround predictions, because I know this may be...
Save that and do our stuff really quick.
Okay, yeah, good point. All right. CM Punk recently not re-signing with the WWE. He is now, I guess, retired. He put on Twitter a thank you to the fans, kind of, saying that don't take the bullshit, which I guess is meaning from WWE, kind of a shot at WWE, and pretty much thanking him for being who he is now, I guess, successful and everything like that. I did not know CM Punk was like 32, I believe, or 33 or something like that. It's kind of old, so I guess maybe he's picking the right time to get out of wrestling.
He's not that old.
Well, I mean, wrestling-wise, he's kind of old.
I mean, look how long Hogan went wrestling. He just wrestled a few years ago, had a match.
Yeah, but that's because Hogan loves wrestling. It looks like Punk.
You don't think loves wrestling like Hogan did?
I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Hogan, probably came back a few times because he needed the money. Seems like Punk is really more well off, maybe. He saved his money and everything. And that...
Money's different today than it was back when they started.
Well, Hogan had a lot of problems, like financially, marriage, and stuff like that. So that's probably why he came back a lot, to get that paycheck. CM Punk probably saved his pennies, is well off. He's married to AJ Lee, who's still currently wrestling, so he's still getting an income into the family. He still has endorsements. He still has all that kind of stuff. The CM Punk is his name, so...
Do you think AJ right now has anything to do with CM Punk?
I don't think so. I just think AJ Lee is the most popular diva, and she's the one that everybody loves.
I agree with that.
They're gonna throw a title on her.
I think she's good, but I think kind of like the Bella twins with Daniel Bryan and Cena, they were gone. You think maybe they'll do this? Maybe AJ will somehow entice Punk to come back in a way where he misses seeing her all the time on a part-time basis.
I just don't see it happening, because Punk also has the money to go and see AJ Lee whenever the hell he wants.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to show up at all the events either.
Oh, he doesn't have to. I mean, there's things called Skype and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure Punk is okay. They've been together for, how long, with him already being gone from the WWE. Yeah, she did take that vacation, but still, I mean, they didn't always have time together. So
now do we start ranking CM Punk's career now?
I guess you can, because I don't think he's coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think he's well off. I think he's burnt out. I think maybe if he gets that itch, he'll come back. I don't think he'll come back anywhere else other than maybe WWE. I think maybe he'll do an independent show here in Chicago or something, like a charity show or something. Maybe that'll entice him to do one match or something. But I don't see him going to like a TNA or ROH or something like that. I think if he's coming back, he's gonna get paid, and nobody can pay him like the WWE currently. So I just think.
I know years ago, Jeff Hardy's thing was like too many dates, and the WWE doesn't let you do anything really outside of the WWE, pretty much.
Yeah, And I think CM Punk just wants to have a life.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm sure if
can't.
he did ended up coming back, he'd have that Legends deal where he shows up here and there, like kind of like Jericho. So, thank you, Punk, for all the years. You put on some of the greatest matches I've ever seen. I'm a little salty how you left, but it is what it is.
One problem I have is how he left, and everyone's giving it like, oh, it's Vince McMahon, it's Triple H, the reason he left, and the pipe bomb. Oh yeah.
It's definitely not Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon wants him back. If anyone, I don't know if you could blame anybody. I just think I think he's burnt out. I mean, maybe the Batista thing was like the cherry on top, but I think maybe he's just burnt out. I think he just wants to live life. I think he wants to do what he wants to do. He has money to do whatever the hell he wants, and he might as well spend it and do whatever he wants before he's like a Hogan who could barely walk or could, do stuff like that, Maybe he wants to. He looks like an outdoors kind of guy, so it looks like he would like to enjoy doing stuff like that instead of being like a Hogan who can only do so much.
Hogan, but I just meant for like the different like.
No, I'm not trying to compare him to Hogan either, but you know how you mentioned Hogan did it for so many years. I just think Hogan did it, for the paycheck, obviously, but some guys wrestle a little bit too long, and and injuries happen. I think he's just cautious with the way he wants to live his life. I guess I don't know.
Kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know how to like the whole situation because it's like he just walked out and quit, and it's like everyone's like he left because the authority wasn't doing stuff, pushing young guys.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, here and there, CM Punk did not resign. So let's move on. Let's get into the TNA Impact. Yes, we were supposed to do a show on Thursday, but we had some difficulties. Emergency came up, so we will be back this Thursday for sure. But let's get our little thoughts on TNA Impact. We had the main event, which was Bobby Lashley versus Jeff Hardy. I will give it credit. It was really a good main event. I got to give Bobby Lashley some credit. He was actually really good in this match. I don't care if he was with Jeff Hardy or you could say Jeff Hardy carried him. I don't care what you say. But Bobby Lashley,
he's good. I mean, people gotta give him
good.
Credit. He can't talk to save his life.
No,
but
and that's what MVP is there for. I think that's what MVP is there for, to talk for Lashley. And I think Lashley is like their Brock Lesnar. He definitely says, yeah, well, he definitely, when he says something, it's short, kind of like Brock. If they want to make a point across, they give it to Heyman like they do with MVP. I like the group. I'm liking that he's not authority anymore. They're just a group. I like that. Bobby Lashley, yeah, he impressed me. That main event was pretty good.
Yeah, I was just saying, I like the Destroyer name better than the Boss.
Yeah. Now the rest of the show,
was crap.
I do not like the six-sided ring. I do not, because even Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, mentioned on Twitter that the six-sided ring takes away from the seating chart, the proper way that event is supposed to be seated. He also said, they're probably losing money the way they had the six-sided ring because they probably had to take out seats. He said the hard camera wasn't right. It should have been somewhere else. He said there's just so many mistakes. I just don't care for the ring because it just seems like they just don't have their movement in the ring seems smaller to me.
It was more X-Division when it first started because the ropes, you can't even bounce off those ropes because they're so tight.
Yeah, and it seems like you can't really do much in a six-sided ring. It seems so small. That's why I like the regular side ring. You see more. I get the point. They want more people to watch.
Yeah. Most of the guys who used a six-sided ring before aren't even there anymore. And they got all these new guys there, and they're not really used to this.
Yes, the Austin Aries match, the little, what was it, gauntlet match, I guess?
Which was stupid. It's not a gauntlet match.
It didn't really make sense to me. Exactly. You made a point. You said if they were going to have a rematch, they just should have had a rematch. I get your point. Instead of him going through a gauntlet. I get what you mean. It looks like I wonder if they're gonna try to play it up to like where Kurt Angle's against Aries.
I don't think
He's putting him in all these matches and stuff.
I don't think he's gonna have a match.
I agree, but it's just something to think about.
I mean, give it up.
EC3.
I haven't read spoilers, but I just almost assume he's giving up the title to get a shot against Lashley.
Oh, 100%, yeah. EC3 though, that guy is money.
Yes, they got lucky signing him.
And yeah, I don't know what WWE was thinking with him. I guess they just never gave him the proper shot.
Yeah.
And you know, this EC3 character is perfect for him, and he's playing it up greatly. This guy should be champion in the next year.
I love his mic work because when they chant to him, "You can't wrestle," he does. I beg to differ. I mean, that is just like some Bo Dallas stuff right there.
Yeah, it's great stuff. He's really good. I really hope they push this guy to the moon. He's really good. Right now, Lashley as champion really doesn't bother me. I mean, I kind of shitted on him when it happened, but if he keeps performing like he does, I do not have a problem with him as champion.
Now we have another problem with Bobby Lashley, though, in TNA. Bobby Lashley, in case you haven't heard, has signed on to do a Bellator MMA fight as the TNA champion before Bound for Glory.
Oof, they better hope he doesn't get hurt.
That's so stupid to even do that. I mean, they
hope he doesn't get hurt.
Appeal. I think they want him to walk out on a UFC fight, or not UFC, yeah, right, but Bellator fight with the TNA title. I think that's what they're trying to do. It hasn't worked. How many those MMA guys they brought in already? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't see it being a good idea with that, but I do like the Lashley character. I do like him as champion.
The WWE would do this.
I didn't like the TNA Knockouts match too much.
I mean, it wasn't bad to me. I mean, I've never seen this.
It was a no DQ match, and they didn't use anything. I mean, no weapons, nothing involved. It was just.
Seen wrestle really before? I thought she did pretty good.
I'm not gonna hate on her wrestling, but I mean, the match didn't make sense to me.
She was more athletic than I thought she would be, and for them actually using a diva or a knockout that isn't really well known that I know of, it's pretty good.
So all in all, would you think? I just hope TNA doesn't go with the whole ECW nostalgia and try to push ECW down our throats. I get it; it's the NYC tapings. ECW was kind of born in the New York area. I don't want them to keep shoving it down our throats.
Yeah, it's getting kind of old after a while. Yes, the fans who all watch ECW, not hating on ECW here. We're not bashing TNA. We're just one thing I'll give credit. Honestly, the second best promo of the night. First one I think is probably Taz, or the second one was Taz, and EC3.
Yeah, Taz.
I mean, it's like, man, that reminded me of what Taz used to do, those kind of promos.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the rest of the show is like, man, and Mike Tenay is just on my freaking nerves. Because in WCW, he wasn't even a #1 announcer. I mean, it's like, okay. Because they couldn't even get Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, at one point they did have another one.
He showed up, I think, and then they did this whole storyline with him and Tony Schiavone. I think that was it.
Okay. So, all in all, TNA was entertaining. I mean,
I don't know about that.
Main event was good. Check out what happened.
Plain as hell.
Next week is what? Destination X, right?
Yep.
So we'll definitely be doing a review on that. We will not miss that one. But let's get into the BattleGround pay-per-view itself. That's why we're here. Talk about predictions here.
Oh yeah, this will go along with it really quick. Triple H did his little sit-down interview this week, and he was asked about Sting. And he said, would he ever come in the WE in the ring? He says, never say never. So people said it, yeah.
Well, that's a little positivity there. Hopefully we may see him soon.
Especially that they mention it on a little interview show.
Right? Yep. But yeah, let's do our little predictions. We're gonna do every match. I mean, even if it doesn't really matter who we care for or anything like that, but I am calculating the records. I want to see who has the better record at the end of the year.
That's fine.
Voting. Fortunately, Josh will not be in this because I guess he's busy, and it's all right. So let's get to the first match of the night, which they recently just announced on Twitter, which is Fandango. This is going to be on the pre-show. Fandango versus Adam Rose.
I thought that was going to be the Funkadactyls.
They are still wrestling too.
So they're going to be on the pre-show or on the show?
They're going to be. There's 2 matches on the pre-show.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet they're doing that because they don't want to waste money on a full pre-show again.
Yeah, probably.
That's interesting. I wouldn't care less about it, but still, it's interesting.
So who you got? Adam Rose, right?
Yeah, probably.
Definitely gonna see probably Layla and Summer Rae. I would.
Right.
They probably will be going down with Adam Rose dancing. So wouldn't be surprised seeing that. I think the match will be kind of good though. I still think the match will be good.
I don't think it'll even be that long.
It won't be long, but
had past a 5 or 10 minute match in a while.
Well, yeah, if they're gonna have 2 matches, one of these is gonna be short, and maybe they give Naomi and Cameron some time. Maybe they have some trust in them and they give them some time in the ring.
That's why they added the match too, to make Naomi and Cameron's match go first, and then they do a short match with Fandango and Rose.
Yeah, possibly. And speaking of that match, let's get into Naomi and Cameron. I think we both got Naomi.
Yeah, she has to win. Actually, it wouldn't. It would be actually everyone assumes because Naomi is the most athletic ever that she would lose. But what if they did do that where they had Cameron win? That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the next match, which I think might open the BattleGround pay-per-view, and that is going to be Rusev versus Jack Swagger. Recently, there was a bomb shot down by apparently Russian military. It's not proven yet, but apparently it was by Russia. So they're dropping the Lana whole gimmick with Vladimir Putin. So I'm not sure where they're going to be going with that route now, but nonetheless, it still is a good storyline and should be a good match. Who do you got winning, Dave?
This is tough. I mean, hands down. After that whole incident, No DQ reported that. I don't know. I mean, because they could either go the route have him be defeated just because of what happened, and then continue the feud a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they would want Rusev to keep winning though right now.
Yeah, keep him hot.
Yeah, but I mean, if Swagger,
I got Rusev. I got Rusev winning. Winning, and I think this is going to be a match that people are going to go into saying, I don't think it's going to be that good, and it's going to impress the hell out of people.
See, this is one of the matches I'm actually looking forward to on this pay-per-view.
Yes, I think this is going to be a really good match.
I honestly think this starts off with a BattleGround Battle Royal, honestly.
Okay, so you got the BattleGround Battle Royal starting, and I have the Rusev versus Swagger match starting. So let's see who's right about that. That's another prediction I'll put down. All right, let's go with the next match of the night, or next on the lineup. Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. Who do you got winning this match?
Cover of BattleGround. Bray Wyatt has to win this match.
Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
A part of me wants to say Jericho because of the way that the Wyatt family has been getting over Jericho lately. But if Wyatt loses another pay-per-view, I mean, gosh, it's going to look kind of weak. So I think I'm going to have to go with Bray Wyatt as well. But I think it's going to be a really good match. And they really haven't touched each other too much, so it should be a really good match. Let's get to the match that I don't even know who's going to win. Rollins versus Ambrose.
I think this is almost easy to pick this match because it'd be a great match. I think Rollins wins because Ambrose gets disqualified or something like that.
Okay. And I have Ambrose winning.
See, I think that's what you would think. Ambrose wins because Rollins wins because Ambrose gets too overzealous and gets distracted by the ref, or Kane pops out or something like that. But I mean, I think Rollins won this first match.
Okay.
Just to establish himself as a heel. He's already established, but to be more established.
Well, I got Ambrose winning. I think he wins by like some kind of roll up or something. Like out of nowhere, he wins.
Which
Maybe
is not like either guy. I mean, I like both guys. I could care less who wins. It's a great match.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you got Rollins winning, and I have Ambrose. Okay, that could be the one that breaks the tiebreaker. Could be the tiebreaker of the one. And who do you got out of this next match, which might be a really great tag team match between Wyatt family and the Usos? 2 out of 3 falls.
Oh, this is tough. It depends how they want. You would think. This is just me thinking, like, try how the WWE would want to do it. You would think no titles would switch hands at just a random like, I'm not trying to say BattleGround's a random pay-per-view, but it's not really big. So
Okay.
you would think that they would just wait for, like, SummerSlam. If anyone's winning titles changing hands, it's not happening until SummerSlam. Because that's when your big money is made.
Right,
so I'm going to find a way to keep the titles somehow.
Okay, you got the Usos. All right. And I got the Wyatt family. I think the Wyatt family is actually going to win this time. Last pay-per-view I had the Wyatt family losing. I think this one they're going to win. I wouldn't even mind if they went the route if the Wyatt family won two in a row, and that they didn't even split. They just boom, 2 in a row. I think that would be really good. But
see, because I think Bray Wyatt wins, and then the Wyatt family loses.
All right, okay. All right. Bold prediction.
Wyatt family win. We're getting a rematch at SummerSlam anyway.
Yeah, or on Raw, possibly. But let's get to the Battle Royal itself. Where any man could win. We got Cesaro. This is random names I'll throw out there. The Miz, Bo Dallas, Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, Rob Van Dam, Ryback, and I can't remember, Adam Rose. I think they threw in some other guys that are going to be in it.
Adam Rose and Sandow aren't in it no more.
Oh, are they?
They pulled them.
Okay. Well, that's information I did not know. So, who do you got, Dave, winning the Intercontinental title? And
When I first heard about this match, I was like, okay, Cesaro's going to win hands down. But now that they throw a curveball, that Wade Barrett's going to be there to hit the Intercontinental title to the winner. See, now, unless Cesaro is turned face all of a sudden, which there's rumors about that going around, it has to be a face, you would think, to win it now.
Okay.
Because Wade Barrett, with Wade Barrett going to be there to give the title over, you would think he's going to give him a cheap shot somehow or something. And when he comes back, he's going to get his title. So, I don't think Kofi or Dolph's going to win, even though it'd be nice to see one of those guys win, but I don't think they are. But who's really in the Battle Royal that can actually win it, though? Sheamus would be a big possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Cesaro is the only other one I think of, but I guess I'll just stick with it and see if it works. I'm going to stick with Cesaro, I guess, because I said it from the beginning. But I wouldn't be surprised if a face or a good guy.
I'm gonna go with Bo Dallas.
That would be awesome, but I don't think so.
I think Bo Dallas is gonna win. It's a bold prediction. It's probably one of the odds that he's not gonna win. Bo Dallas. If I'm gonna say if it's not Bo Dallas, I'm probably gonna go with Sheamus to unify the titles. But I think it's gonna be Bo Dallas. Pulls it off. He can still do the whole be the heel with Wade Barrett by telling him to Bo leave. He can come back and stuff like that. I think Bo Dallas will be the new Intercontinental champion. I'm sorry, at the end of the night.
Well, just a few years ago, Wade Barrett and Bo Dallas had a little feud at the Rumble when he was the Intercontinental Champion before, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he eliminated Wade Barrett or something. They had a couple matches on some house shows and stuff like that.
That's true.
So, I mean, that's an interesting. But do they really want to turn Bo like face? Because to me, he's kind of in between right now, playing this kind of
he doesn't have to be face. He doesn't have to be a face. He could be a dick and still be the Bo leave guy. Tell Wade Barrett, I believe you can come back and stuff like that. He could still be the same guy and not be liked.
He could really take the Intercontinental title and become like a longest reigning Intercontinental champion ever. Bo Dallas could.
I mean, it could go either way. I'm gonna go with Bo Dallas that wins the title.
Yeah, I like that. I can see it happening. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I like that idea. I just think Cesaro, just because it's Cesaro, and if he doesn't win the title, and what do they do with him then?
Yeah, all right, fair point. All right, next match of the night, the Divas Championship, AJ Lee versus Paige.
Up time.
Who you got?
Man, I mean, I honestly think AJ is gonna win, but I'm just waiting for this match for a long time. I think it's gonna be some type of AJ wins with like a roll up. She's not gonna make Paige tap out.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that would be stupid to have Paige tap out to AJ.
I think AJ wins, and I think then after the match, Paige turns heel.
Well, she's already heel, kind of, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, officially she turns heel. She'll attack AJ after the match.
Yeah, that's what I think's gonna happen too. Or in SmackDown, it kind of reminded me of the Mickey James Trish Stratus thing a little bit. She became a fan.
I see what you mean.
Down the line, this little feud with AJ could really help Paige elevate her career even bigger.
Oh, definitely, no doubt.
Yeah, this is one of the matches I'm looking forward to as well too.
Mm-hmm. All right, main event time. Fatal 4-way for the World Championship between John Cena. What?
Is this a no disqualification?
Not that I know of, but they probably make it.
Matches all were.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but we'll find out on the pay-per-view. Between Cena, Roman Reigns, Kane, and Randy Orton. Who do you got, Dave?
Yes, I know the Superman punches, and everyone's probably picking Roman Reigns to win it, but sorry to disappoint. Cena is not losing. He is going to go.
I agree. I think John Cena is going to win. There's rumors that Brock Lesnar is going to be there to attack him after the pay-per-view because John Cena is going to be...
I've been hearing that, too. He'll be on Raw.
Yeah, because John Cena is going to be filming the next couple of weeks for a movie he's going to be in. So he's not going to be on Raw on Mondays. So it makes sense for Brock Lesnar to come out there and attack John Cena after the match. Injure him, and I'm sure, yes, they'll tease a cash-in with Rollins, and you guess who's going to ruin it for Rollins? You know who he is. Dan Boy Ambrose.
What they could do is have Brock Lesnar come out on Raw and say, I officially challenge John Cena for the title. And then you hear, either like on Main Event or SmackDown, you see like a video, or next week, the following week on Raw, you see like Cena send out a video via satellite saying he accepts.
Yeah. Or they could just say he was Plan C on Monday night.
See this match for a long time anyway. Because last year we were talking about how Cena and Brock, the most recent feud, Cena won. So that Extreme Rules a couple years ago. And so waiting for this rematch.
Well, yeah, it could go either way. We both have John Cena winning. I think this is going to be a really good pay-per-view. It's stacked. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on the card. They may add something else. So, I mean, it's going to be a pretty good pay-per-view. If you have the WWE Network, enjoy it. If you don't, try to subscribe in time to get the pay-per-view or pay $60.
Yeah.
But any last word before we end this Wrestling Talk episode number 2, Dave?
No, I mean, the pay-per-view should be just about an hour and a half away for the pre-show. I mean, it should be really good. Hopefully, I mean, you gotta admit, though, ever since WrestleMania, every pay-per-view on the WWE Network has been really good. And we couldn't say that last year.
No. So yeah, we'll be back tonight with our thoughts and give our review of the BattleGround pay-per-view. So check us out at about 11:30 Eastern, where we'll be going live and taking you guys' questions or thoughts. We appreciate everybody checking out our video, and we will see you guys tonight.